What's happening in the Democratic Republic of the Congo? A humanitarian catastrophe unfolding. Scale of crisis. The DRC is facing one of the world's most complex humanitarian emergencies. Over 7 million Congolese are displaced. Around 3.5 million of them are children, many on the move multiple times. Violence intensifying. Since January 2025, verified grave violations against children have doubled compared to early 2024, including abductions, maiming, and widespread sexual violence. School interrupted lives and lost futures. Education under siege. In North Kivu alone, 375,000 children are out of school due to conflict, and over 775 schools remain closed, some repurposed as shelters. Health at risk. Disease outbreaks like malaria, cholera, and measles are rampant in crowded camps. In late 2024, emergency outbreaks of malaria in Equateur province already killed dozens. Warning: alarming violence against children. Sexual violence epidemic. UN reports indicate that in early 2025, children comprised over 40% of nearly 10,000 reported rape cases. Shockingly, UNICEF figures suggest a child was raped every 30 minutes. Recruitment by armed groups. More than 400 children were conscripted into militias in the first 2 months of 2025. Abductions rose sixfold since late 2024. Compass displacement and despair. Survival in crisis. Over 1 million people, including around 400,000 children, were displaced in just 4 months of 2025. Camps lack sanitation, clean water, and nutrition, escalating the risk of epidemics. Food insecurity looming. The DRC suffers from acute food shortages. Malnutrition affects 1 in 4 children, with nearly 4 million in emergency hunger conditions in early 2025. Ambulance humanitarian response, a lifeline. UNICEF and NGOs mobilizing. They're delivering mental health support, reuniting separated children, providing clean water and sanitation, and supporting survivors of sexual violence. Calls for international support. UNICEF chief warned the UN Security Council that failing to act now condemns a generation to fear, trauma, and violence, urging urgent humanitarian access and protection measures. Child voices of the children. Many children remain invisible in the data, but their suffering is real. Labeled victims. It's reported that hundreds of thousands face abduction, sexual violence, and forced recruitment. Missed chances. A girl supported by Save the Children lost her education and dreams after displacement disrupted school, and with no resources, she fears her future is gone. Dove the way forward and why it matters. Urgent protection is paramount. Schools, health centers, water systems, and internment camps must be shielded from combat. Targeted aid is essential. Support for psychosocial services, safe schooling, and family reunification is critical. International unity must act. Compliance with UNSC Resolution 2773 and pressure on all armed actors is non-negotiable. Writing and in summary. Children in the DRC are trapped in a brutal cycle of violence, deprivation, and displacement. Each statistic, out-of-school kids, displaced families, abused and abducted children, reveals individual lives teetering on the brink. While aid agencies are working tirelessly, overwhelming needs persist and funding gaps widen. Investing in protection, education, and humanitarian access is not optional. Without decisive action now, an entire generation of Congolese children risks growing up in trauma and without hope. They deserve more than to survive. They need a future where they can learn, grow, and dream.